What's up guys, it's been a little while since I made a video. Just wanted to keep you updated on what's going on. So at the moment, it's Saturday. My original plan for today was to get this car fixed, and I know you're probably wondering, you never told us it was broken. So yeah, there is something wrong with this car at the moment. So I'll show you what's happening. If I start it now, you can see that we've got the little engine warning light on, and that's because we have a faulty crankshaft sensor. Sorry, not crankcase. We've got a crankshaft sensor that's faulty. So that's the sensor that tells the ECU the speed that the crankshaft is spinning at, and that information is also sent across to the gearbox. So it means sometimes the gearbox doesn't know what speed the engine is going at, and we run into all sorts of issues with like the car going into limp mode and stalling and stuff like that. But yeah, the car is still drivable and it's not a big issue, so I'm still able to use it. So I was thinking coming soon that I should release a video talking about the different things that have actually gone wrong on this car and how much they've cost me to fix over the time that I've owned it. But I'll do that once I have a complete list of everything and I can get the prices, and that will help anyone who's interested in buying a similar car to this and give you an idea of what kind of ownership experience you might have. I know it's possible to own this car and not have any issues. With any car you can own it and not experience any problems or have a whole load of problems. There's no way of telling really. So this morning I've been to Euro car parts, picked up replacement sensor. I actually wanted to get one from BMW and they didn't have one in stock. So just in order to get the car repaired as quickly as possible, I picked up an aftermarket sensor, got that done, and I've just had it fitted as well. So yeah, I'm happy to have my car driving properly. I just wanted to talk a bit about my experience of owning my car in general when it comes to repairs and maintenance and running costs. I think when you're talking about maintenance costs of a car, there's a lot of factors that you need to take into account. Main things being the age and the mileage of the car, and also the brand that makes it. So I think typically if you're going to go for a luxury car or a brand that's simply of a higher mark, you're going to pay more for parts. Whether or not that cost is necessary is debatable, but you're just going to pay more for things in general. So things like sensors and electrical components might cost a huge amount of money compared to things that actually do stuff like CV joints and stuff like that. If you're going to be buying parts directly from your dealership, you're going to be paying a lot of money for bits. I think when buying a car, an important thing to take into account is that if you're buying brand new, you're never going to get a cheaper experience or a really good value for money experience compared to buying like new or used. So I think if I was to buy a car right now, I had any option of buying a car, I'd go for like a like new car. So maybe 1 or 2 years old, it's been driven, it's been used, but I'm not paying a premium just to drive it out of the showroom and put the first couple of miles on the clock. With fairly new cars, it's unlikely that you're going to need to spend a lot of money on major repairs, and most cars these days come with a manufacturer's warranty anyway. So for the first couple of months or years of owning the car, if anything major goes wrong, the dealership or the manufacturer will cover the cost of the repair for that, depending on not if you bought that option when you were getting the car. You can also get warranties from trade dealers as well. So if you're buying a fairly new car, it's still possible that you can buy a warranty with that car and cover it for as many years as you want to take care of any major repairs that might come up. With a used car, you don't really know what's going to happen. There's no way of predicting the future and knowing what's going to come up and what you're going to get. If you go on websites like Reliability Index, you can probably see what kind of issues commonly go wrong with your particular car or the car you're looking to buy, or just browse through, spend a lot of time reading through forums and owners clubs pages on the internet, and you'll see what people are usually spending their money on fixing. With a used car with a decent amount of mileage on it, there's just really no way of knowing exactly what you're going to get. So one day something worth £20 could break, and then the next day something that the dealer might quote you £1,000 to fix could break at random, and you don't know what's going to happen. So the only real way that you can truly protect yourself against having to spend large amounts of money is just digging into the history when you're buying the car and seeing what's already been changed recently, what work has been done, so that you know that that's not going to come up as a surprise when it's time for those parts to be replaced. I think every part has its lifespan. Every part of your car, every part of the engine can only work for a limited amount of time. Every bit of the drivetrain can only rotate a certain number of times for a certain number of years. So there's going to be a time where things break. I know with the 1 Series, it's common that the timing belts on certain engines will go at a specific point, and if you haven't replaced it, then it's going to be something you're going to have to do if you're buying a car that's approaching the age where that actually happens. A lot of the time, it's good to really pay attention to the condition of a car that you're looking at, rather than just its age. A car can be old and spent most of its life sitting in a garage untouched. So you can't really say just because a car is an older car that car is more prone to have problems than a newer car that's been driven twice the distance of the older car throughout its lifetime. During my time of ownership of the 1 Series, all of the issues I've had have been engine management related, so nothing majorly serious. In fact, I've had one with the breather pipes being blocked up and the car started smoking up, so that needed replacing. But most of the issues that I've been facing have been to do with sensors going wrong and motors and stuff like that. So it hasn't been anything majorly mechanical, but I know the previous owner of the car did have to do work on the engine and gearbox. One thing that people commonly have issues deciding is that should I buy a really low mileage car that's in really new condition, or an older one that has slightly more miles but it's a whole lot cheaper. And what I say is it's best to weigh up the costs side by side and look at how much you're going to be spending throughout your time of owning that car. One thing I recommend is just working out the costs of what you're going to be getting yourself involved in. So for example, you might only be paying like £200 to £300 a month to run your car, or to pay for your car on finance, but at the end of that term, there's still that lump sum of money that you have to pay if you want to keep it on for longer than that. So once you've added all of that money up together over the length of time that you think you would want to own the car, then look at that and then compare it to the cost of buying an older car outright. And if you see a massive difference between that, then try and factor in maintenance costs, and that will give you a true idea of what kind of money that you might be spending on a car. And if you do buy an older car, what budget for maintenance you would have on that car compared to if you'd just bought a newer car. I hope this helps people who might be trying to decide what kind of car to buy with their money. And really, I wouldn't stress it too much. Just do what works out financially best for you and what makes you happy. Don't kill yourself over trying to buy something that's too expensive, because the truth is these are all material things. You can't really, there's a limited amount of happiness that you can get out of something like a car, and that's coming from someone who really likes their cars. That's difficult to say, but it's still an object. So if you've got the car of your dreams but you're paying out the roof for it, and other areas of your life are starting to struggle just to be able to afford that car, then that car's not doing any good for you compared to something much cheaper that could still give you the same kind of thrill, but it's not going to be as expensive to run and maintain and have as big an impact on your finances. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments. And if you have any suggestions of videos that you'd like to see and topics that you'd like me to discuss in future, just let me know. If you enjoyed it, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.